Wait, why is my finger wet? Okay. Something's wrong. So
This is episode 268, The Pinch Off Bass.
On this episode, we get What's Up Father's Day edition, a Droid update, and then another list of, this time, guitars that were searched with the term unique. And Derek's going to rate them this time, and I think it comes out pretty great. I
think it was a lot of fun. I want to keep doing this. We'll find.
This is our thing now. This is our thing and no one else's.
Next up, we're going to search for black guitars. Rate those.
All right, that's it. Stay tuned for the trunk. I was almost just going to concisely finish it off there, and
can't take you anywhere.
It's something.
Okay. Podcasting is easy. Okay, on to the episode.
All right, do it.
All right, I'm stopping my tape.
Yep, me too.
Oh, fuck. It's the tone control.
All right.
Let's friggin' do it.
Welcome back to Listcast, where we list casts.
Oh my God. Okay, so speaking of this, I just want to mention a lot of positive feedback last time about last episode, 267, where we had Justin rank a bunch of guitars blindly, not knowing what's coming next. Really fun. Turned out a lot better than I expected. And so then we're like, we got to do this again. And then a few days later, when the episode publishes, everyone's like, nice job stealing the whole thing about 60 cycle hum. And I was like, what?
Whoops.
Whoops. And also what? Yeah. Cause I don't really listen to podcasts right now. And I feel really bad about it, but I promise we're not just ripping off the thing. It is really fun. And I guess if you, or maybe we are ripping off the thing.
Maybe it's an homage instead. It's
an homage, and it's also like completely by accident. 100%.
Yeah, sorry, bro.
Sorry, we didn't know. Because just not consuming a lot of guitar media these days, including my own. So anyway, we're gonna do it again.
So, but it was so fun. But we wanted to. I don't. We don't need this to be our every time thing, but I did want to flip it around and do one for Derek too, because I agreed it came out so cool. It was really fun, and I wanted him to get to do it from the other side too. At least we'll have two of them, and then we'll see. Maybe more specific things will come up in the future. But so anyway, that's what we got on deck. In the meantime, yesterday was Father's Day.
Yeah,
so I figure, what the fuck is up Father's Day edition?
What the fuck is up Father's Day edition? I got, what do we do? So I think my actual Father's Day for like me was kind of on Saturday because we spent Sunday with my in-laws. So it was my immediate family, just me, Beth, and Jack all day Saturday, which was cool. Right. He was great, did a bunch of fun stuff. And then Sunday also, he was great, did a bunch of fun stuff. But we were just like with everybody. So Beth and Jack, I guess, got me a new instant read meat thermometer because mine was really, really close to dying.
Which is so the new vacuum attachment of Father's Day, right? Except it's whatever.
But I told her, I was using mine and it was not cooperating. I was like, you know what I want for Father's Day? A new thermometer. Because I use it all the damn time.
Yeah. And you know what sucks? When you're trying to cook something right and you fuck it up and it's not your fault because your goddamn thermometer is busted.
Yeah. So got a good one. Yeah. Really looking forward to it. Also, she got me something called the Meter, Meater. And the Meter is another thermometer for like long cooks and stuff. Like you leave it in a cut. And it's like for the oven or a smoker or something like that. And it has two thermometers, two like thermo units on the device. One is for internal and one is for external. And it's
like app enabled. And
so it's app enabled and it tells you like, here's the internal temp, here's the external temp. And it calculates your time to cook. Like, and it gives you this whole like when to take the food out of the oven so it can rest and come up to temp and all this stuff. It's nuts.
Shit.
It is nuts.
That's bananas.
Yeah, so it'll give you on the phone app, it'll give you a thing of like current temp, target temp, ambient temp, and like estimated time and stuff. It's friggin'
So it's
wild.
reading the temp sensor on your phone too, like.
No, ambient as in like in the oven or something. Like it's reading the oven temp too.
Oh,
or the smoker.
Or whatever.
Two. So it's just the internal and then the part that sticks out measures like the ambient area. So yeah, it's really cool. And yeah, it does all that. Like it can estimate like how quickly your thing is coming up to temperature and project when it will be done. Smart.
Wow. AI guys, you know. Well, I actually come to think of it, apparently some gift is on its way and hasn't arrived yet. Is late. So I don't know what that is, but we did hang out over the weekend. We did some stuff. Right now, kind of the big thing that's going on is we're doing a remodel of Aria's room because.
Oh, really?
And a few other things are getting swept up in the mix. But yeah, she's apparently too old and too cool now for her pink like storybook bed loft thing that's like a house.
Wow.
So,
see, that feels extremely recent to me, but yeah, okay.
She's had it for at least 4 years.
Yeah.
I think it's like, probably about 4 years, yeah.
Right, and at her age, that's like, you know, kind of nearly half her life. So.
and she's against pink and purple all of a sudden.
Okay.
So everything needing to be green, orange, and yellow for her.
Fine.
Yeah.
Cool.
So, and it's very pink and purple, that whole thing. So it's going. I was meant to actually assemble a new like semi-bunk bed that has like desk parts and stuff. But, you know, it's very like college, honestly, kind of new. But today didn't go as planned. Anyway, so that's all going on. There was a lot of this sort of stuff happening. We took down the old bed and stuff like that, which I ended up doing yesterday. But we went and had lunch with my folks and saw them for a little while. We went to see Inside Out 2. Which Aria very much enjoyed. Very good movie. If you've seen Inside Out, that's the one with all the Pixar with all the feelings inside the girl's head. Yes. Inside Out 2, now with anxiety and a few other more complex emotions. Very good.
Isn't the basis like she's older, the character is older now and there's more complex feelings? That's cool.
Yeah, she's 13 and anxiety takes hold. And there's a few other things in there, embarrassment and stuff like that, which is good.
Yeah, okay.
Another banger from Pixar. And then we went to one of these sushi places with like a train, like a conveyor belt with all the food on it.
I want to do that so bad. Okay,
And Aria tried some sushi. She was not really a fan, but she did try a few pieces.
I did not like sushi the first time I had it either.
Yeah, I think she mostly
love it.
Like she really likes rice, but there was something about their rice that she didn't dig. So the sticky rice she wasn't into compared to what she's used to, and then like everything had kind of a sauce on it, and that was a little bit overwhelming. And she was like, at one point I got a little what is it that nagi, where there's just a little meat on rice?
Sashimi.
Nigiri. Is it sashimi or nigiri? I think it's nigiri. Sashimi, I think, is just the fish.
Okay, yeah.
I think.
Yeah, right, okay. I might be
anyway, whatever. I mixed
it. Anyway, I get what you mean. The more, it's not a roll, it's a piece.
Right, exactly. I tried that for her to see and she didn't really, and she's like, I don't know, maybe it's the right. So she was a champ, though. She tried a bunch of stuff that, like, frankly, a lot of kids could be a little bit about, especially considering how many people are like that about sushi to begin with. But anyway, it was a fun time. It was a cool place. They had a little drink serving robot and there's a wheel to spin. They gave her a little coin for the gachapon machine on the way out. And it's a pretty authentic seeming place, even though everybody has name tags with totally American names on them. But other than that, it was pretty legit. It was fun. It was like you could order some things on the little pad thing, but then there's just constantly rolling by these little sets of 3 little chunks of roll.
God, I love that.
And anything you pick off there at the end of your dinner, they just count the lids that you've got sitting on your table.
Oh.
So they'll clear plates, but they leave all the lids. They count them. It's like $3.25 per little dish. Man. No matter what's up there. And it's constantly, and the thing about it, and so this is my first time at one of those, the thing about it is you can overeat because it's always in your face.
It's always in your face.
That looks awesome. That looks awesome. That looks awesome.
And,
oh my God.
And sushi is a small bite. Like you can have, you know, one, like three little pieces of a roll is not enough for anyone. So you're like, I'll have another. And then you just like constantly like, it's just a little bit. It's just one little piece of sushi. Yeah. And then suddenly you're full of like protein and carbs.
Right, exactly. Real quick, I had 4 plates and then like worked my way through them. And then I was like, oh boy, that, you know, and it's like, geez.
I should have waited. Yeah.
But it was cool and like not that expensive. And I hope they do well because it's a pretty kick-ass place. So it just opened up near us. So that good
rules.
Times. Yeah.
Yeah, we just hung out around the house doing like, you know, summery things in the yard and stuff. But because starting tomorrow, we're going to get absolutely demolished with heat. It's going to be like Alderaan over here.
That's what's going on today. It is like upper 90s all week starting today. It was
we're under
unbearable.
We're under like a excessive heat watch, which I'm sure will change to a warning. But the alert that comes over your phone is like severe threat to life and property. And I'm like,
holy shit.
Like they're not fucking around. That's intense. Severe threat to life. And I'm just like, I'm going to see some idiot mowing the lawn. I just know it.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So, it's a whole, I don't.
Get out early with the dog. That's my thing is tomorrow I'm going to try like crazy. I got to take my kid to camp, but I got to try to get a dog walk in before that because it's already going to be 80. You know?
Right. I was going to say, our heat index is projected at 105. And I was like, there's no way it gets to be 100 something degrees without it already being 90 degrees at 10 a.m., you know?
Yeah. So I got to try. So anyway, that's what we're doing this week.
Preparing for it to be awful. And then it'll break by Friday. Like it'll just the middle of the week here. So, but Father's Day was cool. It's only my second one. So I'm still, part of me is still like, this day applies to me now. Right? Like I forget about that big time.
I still do. The guy at the restaurant, we're going out and he says to me, Happy Father's Day. And I was like, huh?
Yeah, Dad.
Oh, right.
Oh, wait, you mean me? Yeah. Yeah. It's so bizarre. Yeah. I got a little bit of, it's kind of like my third-ish one because Beth was like 8 months pregnant when the first one came around, I guess. But everybody was like, oh, Happy Father's Day. I'm like, okay. Like,
like it's not as real for us yet. Yeah.
Yeah. And then, last year was the first one where Jack was here. And it's just like, like this is like this whole new thing that's been handed to me. It's a very strange feeling. But yeah. Wild. You want a robot update, a droid update? Speaking of robots,
yes, droid update. Prism.
So it's been about.
I'm gonna bang your sound at you.
Sorry, the pollen is back today. My sinuses are just terrible right now. So anyway,
droid update.
Droid update. So I've been printing like crazy. Since the last episode, I mentioned like I'm taking on this big 3D printing project and printing a pit crew droid from the Phantom Menace. Got the files, started printing a lot of little bits and pieces for the head. You start with the head, so you have this like identifiable thing that's not just like an elbow, right?
Yeah, don't start with the foot.
I had that, and then started from the feet up. And I think maybe tomorrow, I hope I might print my last plate before I have all the pieces ready to go. So I ordered hardware and stuff today, but now I just threw in the chat, I have The main body, like from head to toe, all I'm missing are the arms, basically. I have from the shoulder to the elbow printed and primed. And right now I'm printing the forearm and some forearm detail and the hands. And then there's a few other miscellaneous pieces.
So tall.
It's very tall. It's just shy of 4 feet. It's like 3'10". It's bigger than my kid. It's entirely 3D printed, and it is assembled with furniture hardware. So it's using M6 screws and nut caps and a T-nut in a few places as well.
Okay.
Cool. And then otherwise, like where the torso connects to that little round belly piece, that's just friction fit. It's super snug. There's a few other friction fit pieces on there, which is really cool. The dome of the head is also friction because you can get in there and add electronics and stuff like that. So you leave it open.
Make him
and
like
accessible.
light up or beep or something if you wanted.
Yeah, or put a camera in.
Oh yeah.
Anything like that. Here's a few cool detail pics I'll share. But yeah, I got the neck done today, which really brings the whole thing like together because I can finally attach the head to the main torso. But yeah, it's really clever design and construction. It's really well developed, and like the solution for like how the joints articulate so you can print them effectively and assemble them effectively is all very highly considered. And it's just like really smart and really kind of foolproof. Like it can only go together one way for the most part. You can't really like accidentally put the leg on backwards or something. It's just like all these things have been accounted for, and I friggin' love that. So it's been really fun so far. It's like a more advanced and like satisfying, you can like really sink your teeth in kind of level of Lego. So you're making all the pieces, but then you're also like really getting in there with needle files and sandpaper and stuff to get them to fit really well. And just it's all like orbiting this completion state, and it's slowly coalescing into like a thing. So yeah, I should have the arms ready to go tomorrow or the next day. And then it's going to come down to getting it all primed because there's a few pieces that aren't yet, and filling major voids. There's a couple of like, there were failed supports and stuff, but the print succeeded. So there's a few voids that I need to fill with like body filler.
And you can sort of make up for that. Yeah, cool.
Yeah, so a lot of people use automotive parts, like automotive body filler, Bondo. So I got some of that. And yeah, it's really shaping up awesome. I'm loving it. So it's been like, it's been about 2 weeks, I guess, since I started. And I've been printing basically every day, something every day. Whether it's like a little tiny thing for the neck assembly or like the main hips or something like that. It's all been really cool.
Back to back. Yeah.
Yeah, really fun. So, and then we get on to paint.
Great.
Yeah, I got to figure out a paint scheme. I'll leave it primed gray for now. And then I got to sand the primer. It's a filler primer. So it's got like, layer lines and stuff. I'm waiting for a few tools to come in the mail, and then we'll be kicking.
All right.
Yeah, making droids is really fun, guys.
That's pretty cool.
Just throwing that out there. Making droids is a blast, even though it's like fairly just like you click the go button and put it together.
Yeah,
it may not feel like you're doing a whole lot, but it is just awesome to like be doing it. So it'll be fun to have. I do plan on printing it one of the bases that I was talking about for it to stand on, because it's the center of gravity is extremely high, and it just
this will actually hold the feet in.
It'll hold the feet. You bolt it to the plate, and it won't fall over, which it wants to do a lot right now.
Yeah, yeah.
So
and it's not going to get better when it has arms.
Right. Well, I can maybe spread the arms out like it's trying to balance itself. But oh no, I didn't print the arms.
That's going to help.
I didn't print the arms that articulate at the shoulder. Like they don't go outward. They only go forward and back, like a run. But yeah, dude, real fun. I can definitely see like every now, like maybe once a year, doing like a big build like this. It's cool.
Fucking A.
Yeah, dude. All right.
That's rad. All right. Is it time? All right, we're going to do, what sound did I do before? Who cares? Okay. It is time for Fuck Yeah or Fuck Nah Unique Edition. So for this one, I think you said you'd searched basically the key term was weird.
Yeah, last time I searched like weird and ugly, and it suggested things like bizarre, or a lot of the guitars were under multiple categories.
Yeah.
Last time, so and then for a while, Reverb, or every now and then you'll see a Reverb like blog post where it's like, these are the 10 most watched guitars on Reverb right now. Which
right.
I find that fascinating. Keep doing those, Reverb. I just love to know.
That'd be the thing. Like, we should watch for that, because like that's insight beyond just this. It's like, okay, so what are the other people paying attention to? Not just because they're weird necessarily, right?
Yeah.
But,
like, why is it this Boss DS1?
Yeah. That'd be a fun thing.
So I see those, and then they would also do like, these are the weirdest guitars on Reverb, but some of them were from many years ago now. So that's what I did.
So for this one, I searched unique, and
Unique New York.
I searched unique, and I found way more than I needed, like within the first page of results. So that's as far as I decided to go for it. I think it's
promising though.
I think it's come out a little bit different. Like I said, they're not all just like heinously ugly.
Whack-ass guitars.
They're just different in some major way. Like, I think there's something like very, very different or unusual about them. And I'm pretty sure they are all one-offs, or if they're not one-offs, they're handmade. Like, this is not a factory guitar. You know what I mean? So,
got it. Yeah. I like that. Cool.
So I think we could just start at the top, right? So
what should I do here? Should I open them and look, or
I think you'll be able to
screen.
see better. I mean, I'll try to follow along with you, but I think you should basically drive, I think, and then I'll
okay.
But I'll show the audience, and I'll be looking at it too, but you should be able to click through the photos and zoom in if you want,
Okay. Yeah, got it. All right, yeah, let's do it. 2008.
Okay, so 2008. So this is and I'm going to put on this screen. Disappointing, right? So, excuse me, I'm going to cough.
Oh, wait, do you have a tier list going? What are we doing here?
No, I don't know.
Okay, that's okay.
I didn't prepare that thing. So yeah, I mean, should we do like before? Should we do the commit thing or not? I don't know if we got any feedback on that, or if we should just have a rolling order list. We can reorder them as we go.
Yeah, okay.
So there's 7. I'm thinking we combine the last 2 because they're from the same manufacturer.
Sure.
So there's 7 items. So 1 through 7 are best through worst. So first up, this unique 2008 blue electric guitar. There could not be another name for this because it's literally just a 2008 made into a guitar.
Says the numbers 2008. Yeah. This is like that meme that's like, every year I'm convinced there's no way they can turn this into New Year's goggles.
Right. Exactly. And it looks like it's pretty elegantly done, right? Like, I think that's all a kind of gold creamish inlay.
Yeah, so there is a ton of inlay, even at the headstock.
Yeah.
Is it wood? Is it like a flamed wood? Or is it like...
It looks like, well, I think, but look, it looks almost like a perloid on the headstock there, doesn't it?
I'm not going to lie. I dig the headstock shape. I don't like the headstock inlay.
What about the fretboard?
The fretboard looks very thirsty. Like, I think it desperately needs to be oiled up and conditioned and humidified and cared for.
What about these inlays? Do they look misaligned to you?
They do. Yeah.
They look like...
they look...
hand done with a capital H.
They look... Yeah.
Oh, God, they're very misaligned. I have a wider shot here.
Yeah. I think the concept of them is pretty cool. If not a little, a little gaudy, a little flashy.
Yeah.
Nice. A trem arm. Got it.
A trem arm. The gig bag. Yep.
The other side of the gig bag. Okay.
And we're back to the
2008. Gosh. So here's what's happening. It looks like we've got a neck single coil pickup. And then I'm going to call this a middle position humbucker because it is so far away from the bridge.
It is.
It is. Yeah. I hate it.
It's a little bit like some rich retired person got luthier's tools and decided to just fucking go for it.
Just go for it. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Also,
with no
like,
training at all.
check out the border around the 2, right? Like it's very inconsistent.
Yeah.
It's like, why? Is there a story about this? Like, hang on. Is there a description?
Let's see if we can find one.
Interesting guitar I came across years ago in the shape of the year 2008.
Question mark?
In the shape of the year. Oh my gosh. I always had the idea to use it in a music video, but it's been too many years and I haven't accomplished that dream. So it's time to let this beast go. Guitar works fine. No issues there. Oh boy.
This person doesn't have too much knowledge of the guitar.
Has a 3-way switch. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. It's a guitar. I mean, it's listed for a very reasonable $303. It is after a $75 price drop. But
yeah,
I would like to know what the pickups are. Maybe I would like to know.
His description says that they appear to just be generic pickups. He can't tell what they even are. Yeah,
I hate all the gold hardware. I think the blue is very blue. Like it's just textbook. Like this is blue, and there's really no other dimension to it. It's but it also, like, why do the zeros look all wavy? They look all like...
I know. They're squeezing between... It's like that's why the other pickup is so far from the bridge. Yeah. Because it had to make room. Those are where the zeros are kind of passing through. They're like squeezed into figure 8 shapes.
And the 8 is separated by the neck. So it's like... Yeah. It could just be 2,000.
Imagine how sort of... it could be 20,000.
Yeah.
This could be both zeros. Imagine how normal this would look if instead of doing this weird, exaggerated, squished out thing, they had just like written 2008 in a nice typeface and then cut the neck piece and the pickup in, slots into it and just let that be like background,
rarely does the finish of a guitar or the paint or the wood grain or anything like interfere or interface with the hardware of that guitar. Like it's never like really...
it's navigating the equipment, right?
Yeah, like the finish was decided at the same time as the body, like, as the body shape and the hardware route for it. Like it's... Yeah. Okay, so if I don't know, I feel like there's this...
Feel free to. You're allowed to reorder, I think, as we go. Because
I'm going to give it 6th place right now because I think this might be a red herring as far as the worst one.
might not be the worst one. All right, so we'll throw.
Listed 3 months ago, has 379 views.
So we're going to call that 6th place. The 2008 blue 2008. That's what model this guitar is.
It's the blue 2008 model.
It's definitely unique.
Yeah,
this is the first one that comes up when I searched unique guitars.
Okay.
I was not disappointed.
Yeah. Okay, next.
Is this the right? Am I going the right way?
Under My Skin.
Under My Skin. So this is the...
Whoa.
This is the Third Eye Guitars.
Real quick about the 2008 one. I didn't do any sort of would I play it. I would not play that.
Oh no, definitely not.
Definitely not. No,
not allowed.
The only time you're allowed to play something like this is New Year's Eve 2007, and
right.
We're not going to hit that again.
Immediately after the ball drops.
Yeah.
You put that sucker down.
Okay. Anyway.
Okay.
Third Eye Guitars. Whoa.
London's Burning, Possessive, for some reason. Piece Unique 7 Under My Skin. So one thing I wanted, this appears to be a essentially one-off guitar. It is number 7 of some line of guitars, and it has an extremely heavy relic. But what I noticed right away was the relic doesn't extend to the hardware at all.
Yeah.
So it's just the wood finish.
And the wood is like branded.
Yeah, so they've got it all the way down to like raw, but like it looks, I mean, up close you can tell it's sort of done artistically, but from far away it looks like it was on fire. But the hardware and the neck is pristine.
Pristine.
Right? So
like even the binding is not yellowed. Like it's
Right.
white binding.
Right, exactly. The control plates, all the hardware. So only the wood of the body is this extreme like house fire kind of relic.
Even the pick guard.
Yeah.
Which is anodized, it looks like. That's very cool.
Is it? It looks black. It looks like black acrylic to me.
I think it's brushed. If you look at that like 3/4 view, the third photo.
Oh, huh. Okay.
I think like you can kind of see it up in that.
It is a little bit of a matter finish than I guess a high gloss.
Yeah.
Huh. It's well, anyway, but yeah.
Does it say?
We can see an autograph from the builder here. Number 7.
It says black pickguard carbon look. It doesn't say what it is.
Carbon
so this
look,
has a
okay.
Wilkinson trem. The tremolo.
Yeah, it's like a
It's a 3-barrel telly style thing with 2
compensated. Yeah.
They're compensated with 2 rolled steel saddles and 1 brass saddle for the high B and E. And then that's on a 2-point trem. What the hell is that? I mean, Wilkinson makes the real shit. Like I trust that piece of hardware.
It strikes me as very thought out, you know?
It does. Wow. So, okay. I don't know. I don't even know if you would call this a relic job. Like, what is it?
Right.
It's something else. It is more like an art work, I guess. The checking is really cool. I really like the color of the natural wood that's like at the top, like where your right arm would go. This whole like very worn out, very like branded and burned thing, I don't love that much, but I think that must be something to do with the theme of this guitar.
Yeah, the London's burning thing, which is possessive for some reason, and I'm not going to stop mentioning that.
The shape is also very captivating to me, and the pickguard looks like it's upside down, but it's not. Also,
right, it's just sort of the way it's intended to be. He mentions in the description that everything is varnished.
Okay,
so
it's safe. It's not
it's
like
done like
rot.
this and then varnished over to be resilient and not. So he's got the whole. I mean, this is a new guitar. This is a brand new guitar. He's got the whole specs and everything. All the pickups. They're custom 77 Drifter 77 passives.
14-inch radius.
Vibrato.
Whoa, interesting. This is a weird guitar.
Comes with a gator case, strap locks. Yeah. And then he's got the entire description in French again. Repeated in French.
Because it's being... the company is in France. That's why. Okay.
Yeah.
So this is from a shop called Custom 77, which... Is that something to do with the one that's being sold? It's number 7. Is that just a coincidence? Probably. Okay.
I thought the brand was Third Eye Guitars.
Oh, you're right. I'm sorry. Okay.
There is some like the Drifter 77 pickups. I don't know if that means they're house made. Custom 77. It looks like Custom 77 is the pickups and the tuners. They could be an in-house custom made thing.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
I think this is awesome. I just think the finish is a little bit. It's like 3 steps too far for me.
Yeah. Yeah.
I like relic guitars, but I think even this is a little bit like, all right, dial it back, please. I think kind of there's a lot of good things going here, and they should have picked 1 or 2 instead of all of them. I love the neck. I think the neck looks awesome. I like the binding and the block inlays. I'm a sucker for that kind of thing. One of my guitars has it. It looks awesome.
Yeah.
The headstock is like a 6-in-line, but it's also pitched back like a Gibson is, which is a cool design. I would play this. I would still prefer
maybe it's
less
not
heavy.
the one you own.
Yeah, I like the shape a lot too. It's like this weird, it's kind of offset, but it's not actually. Like the 2 middle parts that you would measure an offset from are not actually offset, but the rest of the guitar is. It's kind of weird. I would love to see this with just that yellow undercoat there,
without the like torn wallpaper look on the bottom.
Yeah, and even without the burst, like just that top section that's like the natural yellow amber color.
Yeah.
Do they have any others listed?
I can imagine they probably do. Like I said, I had so many different things. I didn't want to focus just on this style, but I thought this was really interesting because of that. The relic is only on the bodywood.
That I don't love. I think that's
really?
Maybe,
okay.
I don't know though.
Yeah.
Like, it depends on maybe what they're going for. Is it supposed to look like reclaimed lumber? Because that's kind of different.
Yeah.
But I don't think it reads that way. I think it reads like an extreme relic job with the shiny hardware. It does look good though. I don't know if it is a complete idea. And weirdly enough, I like the gold screws on the pickguard. I think it blends with the yellow of the body really well.
Yeah, and they specifically call out gold, silver, or like 3 colors. They basically say like hardware. Let me get down to the description. I found this interesting. Metal knobs. Where did he say? 3-way?
The knobs are cool.
Brass and aluminum mixed saddles, chrome, gold, and black
saddles.
hardware. Yeah, so they're brass, and then the top 2 are aluminum.
Wow.
Huh. That's unusual.
That is very unusual.
Chrome, gold, and black hardware. So I guess he means like the pickup cover there. Or
Maybe
actually, no, wait, look at the tuners. The tuners have black.
Probably the plastics also, the switch tip.
And the knobs.
And the pickups
find
look
that headstock again.
pretty sick too.
The pickups look really cool. So we can kind of see the tuners here. So they're gold, but with black nuts and black
so gold
keys.
Posts. Yeah, gold tuning post, but black everything else. That's a good look. That's how you do gold hardware. I think this is cool.
This is really something.
I'm going to give this... frig, I don't know.
You can move them around after. It's okay.
I'm going to give it second. I think this is like captivating.
Awesome.
Oh, it's up for pre-order. This guitar's not even made yet. Interesting.
Okay, so maybe they'll have...
Or maybe it's made, but it's not
Maybe they have
available.
at least 7 of them. I wasn't sure looking at it if it was like, this is the 7th guitar I made and each one is different.
I think that's
kind of
probably the case.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'm looking at another one from them, and there's another one here, number 3. So I have a feeling it's that. Where
does it look like this, or is it a different?
It's a different everything, different body shape.
Yeah, cool.
Wow. There's some
cool.
weird. Yeah, there's 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 5 others in the shop, but we don't need to get into that.
Yeah.
Very cool.
All right.
Ooh.
So we're going to call this is going to start in second place. And now
Lucite.
we're going to come over to this Lucite guitar. So our third topic here. Here we go. The handmade Lucite Moderne with
Moderne.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. With unique fractal patterns. So essentially, it looks like lightning.
So the Moderne, a defunct and somehow resurged Gibson body shape. This is from that era when like the Explorer and the Flying V were coming up. They had a bunch of wacko shapes, and this one, the Moderne, did not do as well.
Didn't catch on, huh? Even with its clearly better knee, resting position.
Get it clearly. Look at where the knob is.
Sorry, I just switched to the wrong photo. It's like behind the...
It's in the crotch.
It's in the crotch. Well, where else would you put it? I guess you could put it way up high behind the...
I don't. That can't be where it is on regular ones, but whatever. Okay, so, do I like this? I don't think so.
So we've got basically a Dean headstock.
That's the original Moderne headstock.
Okay.
I think.
Okay.
Yeah,
I guess
it's
a little offset too. Yeah. Now that I look closely at it, this guy can't help but show off his Sony MCI 24-track tape machine.
Oh no! Next to his Kemper.
Yeah, his Kemper, his racks of Kempers and that. Holy, actually, just for those keeping score, that looks like a Fairchild. I can't tell enough from this picture if it's a real Fairchild or not, but that's, if it's a real one, it's somewhere between $60,000 and $100,000 piece of equipment. Anyway.
So, okay, there's a few things. It's got a a Seymour Duncan Antiquity PAF, which is like, that is a choice. That is a solid choice of a pickup. That's a great pickup. Electro laser spines in the body make it mesmerizing to look at. Plays and sounds great. Stand out with this one.
So I think we're talking about the lightning effect.
The lightning effect. Yeah, that's cool. I mean, what do they like? Hit it with a nail or something? Or is it like they actually send electricity through it or something?
So you think they might have... I was assuming it was like
etched?
An art thing. I was thinking it would probably just be like an image that was like CNC etched into it or something.
Maybe. I don't like that very much. I think just as a style, I don't love that like etched acrylic look. But would I like it more if it was completely clear? Maybe. I don't know. I think it's a little distracting.
So they ruined it with the lightning, yeah. You still get the way the pickup cavity looks in the back and stuff. There's something about acrylic that it seems better than it. It seems like it's going to be better than it is, right?
Yeah, because you still have to see all the ugly bits about guitars that you don't usually see, like the backside of a ferrule, right, or the underside of that bridge, or all the screws, right? I like the neck. I like the finish on the headstock and how it's got that stinger. That's rad.
Let's go back here.
There's no way it sounds good, right? Like, I don't know. This is the debate about tone woods, like all over again. So,
is most of it coming from that PAF? I mean, it'd be more massive than a wood guitar, right?
Yeah. Does it have a weight on it?
Let's check.
Does not seem to. No.
No. They all they say is that Billy Gibbons would approve.
Yeah, because it's got the pickup that he likes in it. I don't know. I'm really stuck on this one. I don't know if I like it or not. I would play it like for kicks and just as like a thing, but there's no way I would look at this and be like, this is my main guitar now. And I'm really curious if anyone would feel that way. This is my main guitar now with this thing.
Right.
It's got one pickup.
It'd be tough to do, man. It'd be tough. It's such a unique shape, and it's such a amongst guitarists that like kind of follow the history of these shapes and stuff. It's the one that like you see them around, but they are just inherently not as cool as V's or Explorers because it's kind of both, and it does neither of them particularly well. So I feel like I would just be holding on to a neck, right? Like there'd be no body almost. Yeah, but I mean, I feel like acrylic would weigh a lot. I know we can't really get that number right now, but I just think like that giant chunk of acrylic has to weigh more than wood, right?
It has to. Yeah. Yeah, I bet
and
it does.
Not that it's a very big body, but still.
But still, it's probably super dense. So maybe it sustains forever. It's clearly inspired by the Dan Armstrong Ampeg guitars, which is cool. I love those. I think those things are really cool. So there's a little homage there that I like. I'm going to give it 5th.
Okay. We're 5th. Not a great rating, you chump. You lose Lucite guitar, so 5th for now, except I'm going to spell it right. Okay. Which one was I on now? Okay, so the next one. Oh, boy.
Punkcaster.
The Punkcaster.
Oh, no.
I got to be honest, I'm going to be really shocked if you like this one. So here we have the vintage Pro Shop Unique Punkcaster 2023 Heavy Relic. I guess this must be in my mind. I was thinking the term Heavy Relic when we looked at it. It's probably, I saw it on this. So there's a lot more going on here than just a relic.
There's a lot more going on here. So, this is a little too manufactured relic, I think.
It's definitely just a manufactured. This is probably the most not one-off guitar I've got on here.
Yeah,
I don't know how many of these they make, but it's definitely a factory guitar.
Oh my God. Yeah, so there's a bunch of graffiti on the neck, which is like, that's nuts. I haven't seen that. That's cool, maybe. On the back, there's a ton.
Sexy time, it says.
Yeah, it says sexy times on the fretboard. It
says Kate with a phone number, I think.
It's got a bunch of phone numbers on it. There's 2 more on the back, 2 or 3 more. And like, okay, let's just like address the whole thing here. Yeah. It's 2/3 Stratocaster and 1/3 Telecaster. And by that, I mean the actual body appears to be split along the wood joint. Like it's a 3-piece body.
Yeah.
Is it though?
Where a 3-piece body would be.
It does actually look like a 2-piece body. But
to be honest, it looks to me like it's just a Stratocaster that they painted to look like part of it was a Telecaster.
And the plastics. And
the plastics, yeah.
And the control plate. So, yeah, I think it's a Strat. I think this would be infinitely cooler if it was just a Strat. Like if it didn't have this weird, I'm also a Tele. Oh, look how relic it is. I spliced a guitar into a guitar. Haha.
It's got stickers on it. And
25-cent peep show, like adultorama. Like, okay. The neck pickup is a Tele pickup. The other two are mismatched Strat pickups. The pick guards are also both Strat and Tele and don't really fit together. It has the Tele control plate.
Absolutely destroyed control
Absolutely
plate.
fucking
Rusty.
wrecked. Yeah. On the back, legal problems? Question mark, question mark, question mark.
There's bathroom wall tits drawn on the headstock.
Oh yeah, look at that. Enjoy, it says, and then a phone number.
And they've got the Pro Shop stamp, like this is a manufactured guitar that they are making look like this and shipping to somebody,
Yeah. Gosh.
It's got a certificate of authenticity.
I want to start writing up certificates of authenticity for just things like
authentic cucumber.
Yeah. Yeah. Does it have, I'm going to try to find a description. Does it have a 5-way selector? Master volume with a sneaky 5-way pickup selector switch. Cool. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. I think the dual pick guard thing and the dual control plate, the Strat jack isn't even present here. It has a Tele jack. I think it's trying too hard.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's trying really hard. And I would much rather, I think this would be 10 times cooler if it was just a Strat or just a Tele. Doing what it's doing. Like, do this heavy relic, do the graffiti, do like the
bathroom wall look.
That's cool. Yeah, I'm here for that. I think this 25-cent peep show sticker is a mistake too. Like, do something else there. That's a little too big. Give me like Sorcerer Mickey, right? Give me something else that's a little bit like weird and unexplainable.
Yeah, it's not just so on the nose.
But
yeah.
I don't know. Like, if I saw someone playing this, what would I say? Would it be like, tell me everything? Or would it be, get a load of this guy?
It does, again, like the last one, when you said it's like too many ideas. Yeah. Or it's like incomplete somehow. Yeah, it's incomplete by going too far.
Yeah, it's like two ideas that neither of them are brought to fruition. Yeah.
Does the extreme heavy relic require this?
But that's the thing. Like, it's not even that heavy a relic. It's just that the Tele thing makes it look like it was two guitars pushed together.
I think it's a pretty heavy. I mean, if you look at the metal work, like it's extremely relic, and just like a guitar that's drawn all over. I mean, that's a pretty. I know that's not like a traditional relic, but I think that's what they're meaning, right? Like, this is, look how worn this sucker is. People have been drawing on it.
But as far as like playware, it doesn't really have it on the body anyway.
Right.
The neck looks good. I like that there's a couple of inlay markers that are different. I think that's kind of cool.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. The whole Frankenstein's monster thing.
Yeah.
Could that have, I mean... It's not needed on this guitar. Could have been its own thing, maybe, if that was the only thing going on. Well, but would that ever look good? Like,
yeah, I don't know. One of the things I hear about relic guitars that people dislike is that the aging sometimes, if not done well, is inauthentic, right? It looks like it's aging in ways that no player would actually achieve because that part of the guitar doesn't get that much action or something, right? So, this is one of those things. Like, if what would have happened where you're like, oh no, my guitar split into 2/3. What would I do?
I glue a different guitar back onto it.
Yeah, that's the part where it's like, what's the story about this supposed to be? Because it's not doing it, right? This is not something that would happen. And if your guitar did split there, I really doubt you would try to find some other piece of some other guitar.
Yeah.
To slap on there. So I think it's a confused guitar.
Yeah. If it's meant to be a punk rock thing, then now you could I think you could argue that the punk rock thing could happen from being cobbled together parts, like mismatching
Like a parts
things
caster?
on it. But we're not mismatching, like you sawed part of this body off. You know what I mean? That's not a mismatch.
Yeah, exactly. Like you haven't mismatched like the plastic's color or right or like one of the tuners is different. It's not like that. It's just like,
or what if you made it a Strat, but then cut and put a tele control plate on a Strat without trying to make the bottom of it look like it was sawn off? You know what I mean? Like
I'd be more open to that for sure. Yeah.
If we're trying to say like, oh, and then I had to put different controls in here, bam, and clip.
Yeah, because also what this person would have had to do is cut the pick guard. Right? Like, why would you do that? Because
the Strat got a screw right there where
the
they
Strat
need
pick guard,
screw.
the original Strat pick guard would fit, right? Like you wouldn't have to also cut a black guard down to fit there.
Yeah. Right.
Fourth.
He's not giving it last place.
No.
I'm surprised by that.
Because I have a feeling it sounds insane.
Yeah? What are the pickups on it? Did you?
I don't know, but I just have a feeling. I see it and I'm like, all I can hear is that like super squashy neck pickup sound.
Yeah.
And I love that sound right now. So like, I'm just, I don't know.
That's fun. Fourth.
We'll move around maybe.
We'll move around.
Yeah.
Okay. Next up, the 2020 base. I gotta make sure I'm clicking on the right one. Here's our first base of the day.
It's a Gibson.
What the fuck do you think of this? So this is a 1987 Gibson 2020 Ned Steinberger base.
Oh.
Gold, Inca, silver. So this I take it is kind of a thing, or once was.
Steinberger, we've seen those around. I didn't know they collabed with anybody. So the fact that it's like a Gibson as well. Is it not though? That's not the Gibson logo.
It says Gibson 2020 on the horn there.
Yeah, but that's what I mean. That's not a Gibson logo.
Right.
But produced at Gibson's Nashville factory. Interesting.
The headstock is stamped with a serial number, made in USA.
This base is a beautiful marriage of Steinberger's design capabilities and Gibson's time-tested quality. Ooh.
So does that... So this guy, I'm just quickly skipping through these photos. There's a lot of pictures of bits of damage and cracked finish. So the seller was very concerned with well documenting all the truth
that's
about
just finish
this guitar.
checking, it looks like.
Yeah,
that's normal.
Yeah, but they, there's a lot of pictures of that I'm going to kind of quickly skip through because they don't really matter to this discussion. But this is like legit relic, like from use, not from relicking.
Yep.
But the conceit here, even the gig bag is heavily relicked.
Uh-oh, looks like it's out in the attic too long.
It looks like we've got Gibson branded pickups. It looks like basically all Gibson parts for whatever reason. And then somebody made this crazy thing out of it.
It is
back
said
to the start.
Less than 100 of these were ever produced. The neck is chunky. Feels like a 50s Les Paul bass mixed with a 60s P bass. All right. Impressive and fat tone.
But
stands apart from any Gibson bass. Yeah.
The pickups look like two straight up humbuckers, so I don't know. I mean, whatever they are. What do you think of this headstock?
Hate it.
You got to find that picture that's zoomed in. Here's the back.
Hate
it. It looks it's really something.
Wait, how are the strings even routed through that? That doesn't look right.
The first two are the middle two strings. The back two
No. The first one, the lowest string is the furthest peg.
Yeah. The lowest string is the furthest peg, and then the middle two strings are the closest two pegs. They're just slightly offset. They're not totally in a line.
They're not. And also, like, the order of them is wrong, unless you just, like, run them to other posts. But still, that's stupid.
It looks it looks like it might be the only way that it would line up, though, because those middle strings would have to bend, you'd have to wrap it around the other peg to get it to one of the back ones.
Oh, you're right.
And they have to wrap,
because
clockwise versus count. You know what I mean? They have to wrap opposing, or they'll mess up. So it looks like it'd be a nightmare.
that just put a regular headstock on that. In that case, that feels like a mistake. I love the color. So this was originally Inca silver that has aged into gold. The clear coat yellows over time, and it has turned this very cool, almost shoreline gold color. That's a thing that happened with old guitars. I think that's awesome. I like that a lot. I would love to see if the original finish is preserved at all, like under the neck plate or under the pick guard somehow. I mean, I've seen these kinds of basses before, the Steinberger stuff, and it's always just like look at that weird guitar.
Yeah, it's like it looks like it's from the Tron movie or something.
I think I have to give this one last place, particularly because of that tuner situation.
The
tuner situation is a train wreck. Like it's an actual traffic jam at the head of the headstock.
It looks like when was this, 1987 or something?
Yeah.
What was it? 87. It looks like somebody in 1987 imagined, like, the Flight of the Conchords bit, like, it is the year 2000, the distant future, It looks like that's what somebody thought, like, super, like, future computer AI guitar is going to be. Sleek and efficient, Yeah,
the knobs are interesting. Don't love them.
They're kind of wood finish on top.
How would you even describe the shape? It's like the body shape is like stepped. It's square.
Yeah.
Or trapezoidal, perhaps.
The whole thing is basically square and as skinny as possible.
Yeah. I mean, if you know the thing about Steinberger, it's really just like the minimum amount of wood to hold all the hardware.
Yeah, that's what we got here.
Yeah,
and then like it's almost like the horn is a carry handle.
Yeah. Sometimes these had a little kickstand as well for sitting. It says here
this one's got a little leg cut. If you can see on the, like right where your knee.
Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't look like it'd be fun to play.
It doesn't.
It's also got it's got like what would be a thumb rest, except it's below the strings, which I've seen on basses before, and I absolutely don't understand. Like, so I guess
remember why that is. I used to know that.
My like ring finger or something would be there, and I would play with my thumb and first finger. Maybe I don't get it.
I think it's for when people played bass with their thumb, like as the main, instead of like
so
approaching
that's like
from the top.
A way of anchoring with your hand. Yeah,
I think. I have seen that thumb rest at the top, over the lowest string, so you have somewhere for your thumb to anchor to play the lowest string. Right. But I've wondered if people just move it. But if you were just going to move it, I would just take it off. So I don't.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think this is last place.
Last place. I
love the color. I think the thing about. Oh God.
No, I mean, I'm struggling to disagree with you. I think that one's awful.
Okay,
I think it's terrible.
Yeah, it's terrible.
I wanted to pick at least some that were terrible.
Good job. Okay.
That color thing, I didn't know that at all. So I thought this was just like a gold finish guitar. That's what the gold Inca silver means. I get it.
Yeah, so it was Inca silver, or it is Inca silver, and it has... The clear coat ages into this yellow. And if you see, there's around the same time, these like 70s and 80s Gibson Les Paul silver bursts that have aged in a similar way, except the edge of that guitar is black. So you don't see the yellow very much. It's only as it fades into silver does it become this like gold kind of fade instead. And people call it a piss burst because it ages into this like piss yellow color.
That sucks.
And yeah. But some people really, I mean, that's what's his name from Tool plays, like exclusively as piss burst Les Pauls. So.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Adam Jones, right? Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Okay.
It's not Alex Jones. I was thinking the same thing. Yeah. I was like, I didn't just say the crazy guy. Right?
Yeah. It's the names are so close. And I'm like, every time I'm talking about one of them, I'm like, am I doing this right?
Yeah. Because his signature model is still silver, right? Because he didn't have it like printed with the goldish.
Some of the like super duper custom shop ones are aged with that to have the yellow. But yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. We are last placing this one, which basically seventh.
Seventh. So I have first and third to go. Oh God.
First and third to go. Okay, we got one more bass. up next.
Alien Base.
The Finding the Right
It's
tab.
2 strings, Justin.
Yeah,
what even is it?
You blew your last place. You might be changing that. Although this one isn't beat to shit. It's
That's
pretty
true.
fucking weird, though. So the Atlansia Alien Base 2ST. I don't know what two string, I guess. It looks like they're trying to say second, except they wrote toost.
Toost.
And it mentions in the title that it is 2.39 kilograms made in Japan. So
That's awesome.
it's the tiniest. So keeping with the theme, basically, this one is even skinnier than the last one somehow.
But like not in a bad way.
It shares some DNA with the body shape, although this one's rounded. This is like the Wall-E versus Eva.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. I hear you. I hear you. Oh, look at the controls. Oh.
The controls on top facing the player. Can I get a shot of that? There they are.
Those, check out the knobs. I love that.
Those are as if imagining the distant future, the year 2000, except they went very Jetsons with it. Like this is like Fallout, right? Where they imagine everything still the 50s in 2077 or whatever. Yeah.
The truss rod is exposed.
What in those? Oh, on the back. Wow.
Look. Oh, what is that?
And the whole thing is like, it's like a wooden sword with tuning pegs on the end.
Yeah,
of it.
so it is
like,
only, let's back up. It is only 2 strings. And so therefore the neck is only wide enough for 2 strings. So it's super skinny.
And they didn't have to do anything fucked up. It's basically got like a cello headstock. It's like peg through, and you're wrapping them like you would a cello or a violin or something. I wish there was. Is there a better shot of the? There we go. Oh no, it's not. I'm sorry. I was looking at too wide a shot.
Yeah, they're regular bass tuners.
They're regular bass tuners.
What is this
something about that wider shot?
Just tune this to E and A.
Dealer's choice, man. I don't know.
34-inch scale. What?
Let me see what's here. Odd shape and electronics. 2 volume. The control layout is 2 volume. 2.
I'm coming around on this. I'm not going to lie to you.
What does this say? 2 Celes parallel SW?
Series, probably.
Oh, they're okay, yeah.
So this is for sale in Japan.
Switch.
Yeah.
So, wow. Okay.
I like how the switches are recessed into those little cups. That's cool.
The frets are about 70%, and the truss rod has room to tighten. Oh, they're just talking about age. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it looks very well kept, too.
The pickups are these like little like bottle caps. Like
little
what
dots.
would you? Yeah. There's I mean,
what is it? Is it like a fridge magnet attached to wires?
It might be, but it says 4 independent types of pickups, 1 front and 1 rear for each string. So it's got a neck pickup and a bridge pickup for each string, except it's this tiny little round thing.
Yeah.
And they're like offset. So
so the way it's described is you have these 2 volume knobs and then 2 series parallel switches.
Oh, okay.
Right? So you're probably you're changing series parallel within each set, maybe?
Maybe. So then what's the deal with behind the bridge? There's this like nubbin.
Okay,
like a primordial, not like a vestigial tail. Like what would you?
I don't know. I mean, is it like a neck through thing?
No,
is that just the remainder of the?
Yeah, is it where they cut the next guitar off?
They squeeze these out of a tube and it's like a sausage. They just twist it and then it just breaks off.
Yeah. It looks like it was rubber dipped almost, right?
Yeah.
Doesn't it look like it's a plastic thing?
Maybe it's like a
plastic
stand.
coating?
It's like so you can set it down and it's like plasticized so it won't get damaged. It's very practical.
So I'm really coming around on this actually. I don't hate it because I think if you tune this to fifths, right? You tune this to E and A.
Uh-huh.
I bet that's a lot of fun. Like I bet it's really fun.
Is there any inlays at all? There's nothing on the front.
There's side
they're
markers.
on the top.
Yeah,
side markers. Cool.
I think so. I've been paying attention to the Limp Bizkit resurrection that's been going on of late.
Is that happening?
Yeah, so like they're selling out festivals and shit. It's crazy, right?
Oh my God.
And so I've always found Wes Borland to be this
With
very
Wes Borland
interesting.
back again?
Everybody's back. And
Oh,
I
wow.
I found Wes Borland to be this really interesting character in guitar. And he plays some really unique gear and stuff. And and on Nookie,
he would make his own guitars, right? Or just like strip them and do
just
weird
like
stuff.
do weird ass shit. So on Nookie, their huge, chart topping single, he plays this 4-string like baritone guitar. It's a very, it's like a non-guitar. It's this super obscure thing. It's actually made by Paul Reed Smith. I think it's a one-of-one kind of thing. And it's tuned in this like super bizarre thing. And it reminds me of this. Or this reminds me of that, I should say. And I think I look at this and I'm like, God, you do something weird with this. I bet you could make some really fucking awesome music with an instrument like this. Because it's doing something else. Even if it's just half of the register of a regular bass, that's going to make you think of things differently. And I think that'd be really fun.
With basses too, you never play if this is really well made and it stays relatively intonated, you could play pretty high on it still.
Oh yeah, you could do all kinds of stuff. You could
easily get a up to the higher notes that a normal bass would be able to play.
I mean, talk about fret access. No problem.
Yeah, you got that all day.
I am comfortable right now giving this first because it's like, at first I was like, this is
meets the criteria
stupid.
for unique, right? Like
it does for unique, and also like I bet I would see this and be like, I want to pick that up. That's the factor is like these other guitars. I'm like, I don't necessarily want to see what that's about, but if I saw this at a shop, I'd be like, I got to sit down with this thing.
Yeah.
I think that's a good test, right? Would you, if you were at a guitar store with some time to kill, would you pick it up and check it out? And the Lucite Moderne, probably not. Yeah,
you'd look at it and you'd be like,
I get it. Yeah. This I would certainly mess around with. And I wonder what those pickups sound like and kind of react with effects and stuff. Yeah, this is an easy number one.
The series parallel thing, I would be playing with that, get my head around that. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. That's cool. Absolutely. This is a good one. Except design-wise, I don't love that little stump. I don't know what that is, but yeah.
That's where they twist the sausage off, man.
Yeah, so they pinched it off, yeah.
Yeah. The pinch off bass. That's what this is called. That's canon.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. Okay. So the pinch off alien bass gets a resounding first place. I don't think you're going to feel bad about that.
Yeah. And so what do I have? A third. So these ones are coming in third place.
These ones are going to have to be third place unless we rearrange them. And so these ones we'll kind of show together. So here we have. I'm going to just pull this up on the screen. So I picked two. I saw this company's guitars coming up. And I picked two out that are different from each other, but you can tell they're the same people. So first I'm showing the Amethyst Guitars 8-bit 2023 blah, 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 luthier, handmade, all this stuff. So we get a basic feel for what's going on here. Wood, like oak. See, it looks like oak to me.
Sapele? It says right there in the...
Oh, it says right there. Okay. Well, it has a...
Or sapel? I don't know how to say that word.
Yeah, but like an oiled finish looks like, right? So like grain feel. This is this a 7-string? No, it's a 6-string. It just sort of has a very wide looking neck to me.
It does, yeah. Oh, we did just look at a 2-string bass, so maybe that's why.
Yeah, maybe we're all converted. Very angular. Check out the back.
You know what this
control plate on the back is like a flame maple a plate. So everything on this is wood.
This reminds me a lot of the new Gower.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
The Gripen.
The Gripen.
Reminds me a lot of that.
And since we're saying them together, I'm going to cut over to the other one then.
I think that's cool too.
Also an Amethyst. This one's called Pyrus or Black Limba. I can't tell which
Black Limba is the wood.
That's the wood. Okay, great. Yeah. So Pyrus. This one, definitely some of that sort of dark figuring, ribbons in the wood. Similar.
A Filtertron pickup and a humbucker.
Yeah. So, and this one this one actually has a black plastic control plate on the back. But I don't even know what to say about this body shape. But anyway.
I don't like it as much as the other one.
Okay.
I think,
yeah, see, I wasn't sure. I feel like every guitarist, and if I quickly flip between these, every guitarist would be like, have which of these do you prefer? You know what I mean?
I think, so this one here, this Pyrus, it's a mix of strong, bold lines and curves. So like the The cutaway section is completely flat, and then the
nearly
lower,
parallel too, the front and back, which I think is kind of rad.
I think that's very rad, and it's got this like the chamfered edge too. It gives it this like kind of like razor blade.
It's like a
aesthetic
right, exactly, yeah,
yeah. But then the lower section where like the knobs and controls are, that's rounded, and I think that kind of clashes. Like as a finished piece, I think it works enough, but compared to the other one, I think that's the superior design because it's all
back
angles.
to the 8-bit, which also kind of has a little bit of that razor blade. So if you look, we've still got that paralleled edge by the neck and then by the, I don't know, where your elbow would be kind of thing, but then everything else is angular. And once again, it looks like we've got, no, that's not a Filtertron this time.
No, it's not. This one is
uncovered.
These are two humbuckers. Two pneumatic bridge. Like I bet this guitar like just screams. I think it's probably super cool. It's got a volute. I like that.
I have to once again just remind about the control plate on the 8-bit is so fucking cool. Just a totally different piece of wood.
Yeah, that is clever. How is it held on? Is it magnets?
I mean, I don't see any screws.
The neck is African mahogany reinforced with a dual action truss rod and 2 full-length carbon fiber rods. That shit's not going anywhere.
There's a video here. I bet we could learn all about it if we were willing to play the video, but we're not.
The fingerboard is zero coat. Okay. Grover tuners, a Godot tailpiece, Tone Pros bridge. Nice. PAF style humbuckers. Oh, he's got a neck pickup bass roll-off control. Ooh.
Oh. A control for that.
So it's got neck pickup volume, neck pickup bass roll off, bridge pickup volume, and master tone.
So is that?
That's cool.
I think that's what's going on here. So we've got instead of a pickup selector switch, because we got the 4 knobs, so we don't really need that, do we? Where's that other control then? Is it on? Is this a knob or is this a switch?
That's a switch.
Okay, so this is standard like Gibson controls.
Right, except, controls are neck volume, neck roll-off, bridge volume, master tone. Yeah, they're all accounted for there.
Oh, master. I missed the first time you said it. Yes, master tone instead of 2 tones. Got it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like that. See, this is doing it. This has like the visual uniqueness and the
bit
extra.
Of innovation in there, right? Like that with that roll-off, like do you need 2 tones on your Gibson like wiring? Or is the neck bass roll off and a master tone? I mean, that's
a move. I like that.
That's something new, like we sometimes talk about how nothing's new, everything's a copy.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen the roll off on Reverend guitars, and they're kind of known for that, but it doesn't make it not cool. It's cool when they do it. It's cool when these guys do it. Like it's still just a thing that's like, I don't know. I think, let's be real, most players are playing with their tone knobs all the way at 10 all the time.
Almost
most
always.
of the time, almost always. There's a few times when I don't, but
a master tone would do it for you.
A master tone would, yeah. So these get third, and I don't. What had second?
The Under My Skin.
Oh shit. Okay.
So I think you got some rearranging to do. Where's the Under My Skin? This one.
Yep. Actually,
it's a pretty cool guitar, but yeah, I mean,
it just reminds me. That one reminds me of my Novo a lot, which is why I ranked it really high. Mm-hmm. I'm looking at these here, and I'm kind of like not hating the order.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I think what I would do is end up with a situation where somebody ends up higher than I would put them otherwise, just by default, like what happened to you. And I think I feel more strongly about the other like known ranks that I would like definitely lock something in at, than I do the other way around. So I feel pretty good about this. I still think the Alien bass, maybe I would swap first and third because I think the 8-bit and the Pyrus, I think
those should be first.
I think those maybe are better off as first.
Because does first place need to be a legit playable guitar and not whatever is?
I mean, I think for the purposes of the spirit of the conversation, like we're still saying these all play great. They all sound like they should. Like everything works.
Right.
Like those factors. It's just based purely cosmetically, maybe, or like design choices and like cohesive execution of those ideas. But
yeah,
this is still really cool and unique. And if I saw it, I would be like, I need to try that out.
yeah. So if you switch,
So it'd be first would be the 8-bit, and
first
then
is right here.
Under My Skin, I think, stays at second, and then Alien Base at third.
Okay, and Alien Base moves to third. I think that's totally fair for Alien Base because
it's better than the other base.
It's well, sure, and it's cool. It's just I don't know. It's a little it's niche, right?
Yeah, like
Yeah.
God, but like if you go to a gig, right, whether it's an arena show or like a thing at the bar, and you see somebody playing this thing, wouldn't you be like, "What is that? What is he doing?
What are you
like,
doing, Joker?"
What is that? Like, yeah, I would be so compelled by it.
This is like the bands where like they've taken all but 2 or 3 strings off of their guitar, but they're still playing it, kind of thing. And it's like, I didn't need those, or
looking at you, Keith Richards, fucking whatever. Yeah.
And this one is just a step further. It's like
it's designed for that. It's everything you need and nothing you don't.
It's kind of a non-punk rock version of that, right? It's not like, fuck you, I don't need those strings. It's like, I don't need those strings, sir.
Yes. Well, it's very Japanese. Like that's a very Japanese state of mind, that like, it's about the journey, not the destination kind of thing. So like, what if basses only had 2 strings? What if?
Yeah.
And then we made one, a whole ass bass. And
it's like your bass only has 2 strings. And the reply is, my bass has 2 strings, right? Like, yes.
Right. What do you mean only? Yeah.
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 You threw an extra word in there. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I'm good with that.
Okay.
That arrangement there. Nice.
So
these are cool. These are really fun.
Last place was the 2020, this fucking thing.
It looks like a club.
This thing with its horrible headstock and the only thing cool about it is how the silver aged into gold. The 6th place we went for right at the top, and I think you called this right at the top, right? You said this is going to be second to last. This 2008 guitar, horrible,
just
horrible.
The worst.
It's just
truly bad. Yeah,
it's the inlays are misaligned. It's just
everything's awful.
It looks like a kid's drawing of a creepy, weird guitar.
Yeah, surely there's no way they can turn 2025 into New Year's goggles, New Year's glasses, right?
Yeah. For 5th, we went the acrylic
modern
with
the lightning bolts
guitar.
Now, if that lit up, would that be cooler? Like
if you put LEDs in it and it was like, it would be cooler. It definitely would.
I don't know.
But it doesn't, so or they would have said so. In 4th, we've got the Punkster, which is this Frankenstein's monster of a guitar.
Yeah.
It's fine. I agree, man. It's not. There's no need for the Frankenstein's monster thing to happen.
It's too many ideas.
Okay. I'm trying to think of a scenario where this could be done right. I think like the graffiti all over it, the bathroom wall graffiti, that's a guitar idea. That's a relicking idea on its own, like you said. Mm-hmm. The Frankenstein's monster thing, that should have been the thing. So we should have had 3 pieces of body there and at least 2 pieces of neck, and it should have been finished to look like they were together.
All the way.
Can you make half the neck or like a third of the neck rosewood?
Yeah, with Gibson.
You know what
inlays.
I mean?
Yeah, like
right. And that one has different inlays, and
because then you get into the thing of like what it took to build this guitar. Right. That's way more interesting than this. And I think what
all these tuning pegs match. That shouldn't have happened.
Correct. One of them should be a keystone. Yeah. I think also make it is another option would be to just go Strat, like it's this 2-tone Strat, 2-tone sunburst Strat thing, but the bridge pickup is a Tele bridge pickup. Just screwed right into the pickguard, like just bam, right into the plastic.
Just bolted in there, cracks. Yeah.
Yeah, like that's cooler, right? Than this like Oh, you put the neck pickup in, that's the same shape and otherwise same nominal dimension. Ooh, exciting. Like, no,
they could have like made the split be angled so it covered that pickup, and then you would have been like closer to it. Yeah. Yeah.
So, okay.
Should have been a separate idea. Okay. And what was that? That was fourth. So third, we're giving to the alien base right over here.
Yep. Very good.
Very creamy Jetson 2-string. And then second for the Under My Skin, which is a very cool guitar.
So this is the only one on the list I see where I'm like, I bet that plays fucking great. Like you can see it, like something about it. It has this like, I bet that's a dreamed guitar to play. Yeah. And
every detail so thought out. The pickup, the metal surrounds on the pickups, the hardware coloring.
Yeah. This is a single complete idea.
Yeah. Excellent. Excellent guitar. And then first place, and we're just going to ignore that other one. So we prefer the 8-bit here from, I can't remember what the hell this, Amethyst guitars. Yeah. They're 8-bit. Also clearly very well thought out and put together.
And I love that the chamfered edges are on parallel sides and the other edges are not. They're flat.
Yeah. Yeah.
Very cool.
Very cool. You wonder how pointy that is. It's so cool.
I love the neck heel too. Like this is a set neck guitar. Yeah. And you can just, that there's not a very good close-up of that, but that looks like some real nice joinery, right? Like it looks.
Exactly. Where do we find our truss rod? Oh, it must be just underneath in here.
I think it's in the headstock.
Oh, why wouldn't it be, Justin? You foolish idiot.
Yeah, it's right there.
It's right there, you dope. There, in fact, there's a close-up of it.
Yeah.
You fucking idiot. All right.
There's no inlays, which is, I think, a very cool look.
There's no inlays. Yeah. Neat.
Well done.
Really neat.
We've done
it. All right. Excellent. We're going to flip back to this screen and phew.
Ooh. Lock it in, baby.
All right. That was good. That was fun. Now we don't have to do this for a little while, but I do like the idea that you see one of these lists of, I like the idea of most watched.
Yeah,
like, that's a survey result that's really interesting. I would love to do, and maybe it's not quite as long as this or something like that, but maybe once in a while we do like.
Well, because the most watched might be something. Yeah, it might be like a real 59 Les Paul. Like obviously that's going to be the most watched, and I find that so interesting. The data that Reverb must have is got to be some of the most interesting stuff about the guitar universe out there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
Cool.
All right, I'm going to play a little sounder and we're going to do something else. So, thing of the week, I mean, I don't know. I saw Inside Out too. It's good, just like the first Inside Out. If you liked that one, you'll like this one.
I did like the first one.
It's a kids movie, but there's a lot to it, and there was just so many moments in both of those movies where I just looked over at Marielle like, oh my god, like the subtle ways that they present the joke and don't explain it, you're just like, yep, that is why anxiety would say that. You know what I mean? It's like just very like
that's cool.
Very fun, very fun. So
nice. My pick of the week is Boylai Hobby Time. This is a YouTube channel of a guy that makes miniatures.
Oh, God.
Oh,
sorry.
It's loud. Sorry.
It auto-played.
He makes, he's got almost 1 million subscribers, and he's making miniatures and dioramas. All the way down to like painting the minis, like all these 1 to 72nd scale figures and stuff. And he's putting them in these dioramas that he's building. And sometimes he'll do like, he does a lot of Star Wars stuff. He does some Gundam stuff. And he'll get a model kit of like an AT-AT, put it together, and then build a scene for it. And like, so it's more than just the object on your desk. It's like built into this moment in time kind of thing. And so I've been watching his stuff like every night for a few weeks now. And this right here, Wild Imaginary West, is what I wanted to tell you about, Justin. This is an alternate Wild West universe.
Oh.
Full of like monsters and cryptids and so
giant
like
turtle thing I see down here.
Yeah, so he's kit bashing a ton. and he'll get like, this is a scorpion from like a 1 to whatever scale, and then the figures are a different scale, so the monster is gigantic, right?
Yeah, this tunnel spider, a trapdoor spider that's like as big as 2 people.
Right. It's so good. And he's got dozens of these Wild Imaginary West videos, and they're all he's writing lore about it and stuff, and as he's painting and doing the project, he's explaining like who the characters are, what the universe is like. He's giving it all these like kind of comic book style background stories, and it's so good, dude. It's very cool. There's one where he gets a was it like a King Kong action figure? Yeah, look at this moose monster thing right here.
This moose, like lake terror. It's like a serpent with moose antlers.
And some of them are like pretty gruesome, right? Some of them are like kind of not like gory, but they're dark and in a very cool way. He does a lot of work with resin and epoxy and stuff like that.
Yeah.
There's one. Yeah, so he'll like a bison monster. So he'll take like a King Kong figure, cut the head off, and then splice on the head of a bison or something.
Yeah.
I think you would love it. It's so cool.
This is great.
And what the part that blows my mind about this stuff is the techniques that he's using on the surface appear extremely approachable. Like nothing, there's nothing in here that's like really high tech, really high advanced skill. It's just practice and time and dedication to this hobby. And just developing that skill. And I think I just feel that a lot, like, or with guitar stuff too, or I sometimes struggle with the idea of talent versus hard work, you know? And I think I see that a little bit here, because it's like, no, he's documenting everything he does, and it's not that crazy. Like, it looks like, I mixed together some paint and Mod Podge and plaster and painted it on here, and now it looks like dirt. It's like, yeah, it does look like dirt. You're right. Or I got this insulation foam and cut it up with a hobby knife to make this cliff face. And sure enough, it looks like a cliff face. It's just, it looks so effortless, and I find that really endearing and really interesting. So the Wild Imaginary West series is, I think as an idea too, it's so cool. Because he's just like taking this thing, it takes place in like an alternate United States that's divided by the Mississippi. And there's like, it's the Wild West sort of gold rush era, but there's also like a bunch of like Fallout style high tech shit, right? Like it's kind of steampunky. It's kind of, like nuclear powered, but also, I don't know. It's hard to explain. He's really like mashing a bunch of ideas together, and it's even things where like, on the West Coast or on the East Coast, excuse me, America has advanced or something like that. But in the Wild Imaginary West, Edison's light attracts the monsters, so there's no electricity or something like that. And he's kind of just developing these stories as he does the model, and they all sort of connect a little bit.
World building just as he talks.
Oh my God, man, it's so good. And then if you just like scroll through some others, you'll see there's like all kinds of other things. There'll be like a scene of like medieval knights and stuff uncovering dragon bones, or some Lord of the Rings dioramas. The Star Wars ones are amazing. Like just absolute crazy stuff. So yeah, after this, I'm going to go eat a popsicle and watch some Boylei Hobby Time. BOYLEI Hobby Time on YouTube.
Beautiful.
So good.
Love it. All right. That's going to do it for another episode of Derek and Justin List Some Stuff.
Derek and Justin accidentally rip off other guitar podcasts without knowing it. The series.
A limited series.
Yes. Summer series.
Okay. Well, then that's that, right?
I think that's that. We've done it. We've done episode 268.
We did it. Then all that's left is to thank the lovely patrons and supporters of the show, and ask everybody to, do the things you're supposed to do. What are you supposed to do when you listen to a podcast? You're supposed to like it. If you're watching on the YouTubes, like push that like button,
smash that like button, subscribe, ring that bell, ding ding ding,
all that stuff.
Yeah.
And ratings are good if on your podcast app. ratings or thumbs up or whatever it is that they do, depending on what you're listening to. And we love all that stuff. Discord link in the show notes where you can chat with us about other stuff and, be part of giveaways when those happen. It's got to be another one of those coming up probably pretty soon.
Probably.
And then there's a Patreon, patreon.com/atone control if you want to be a supporter. That helps us do stuff like giveaways and pay for hosting and stuff, which is
right.
Which
we're not pocketing the money from the show. It goes directly back into the community.
We have jobs, and this show is not a job. So
right. Get on that shit.
Get on it. And there's a newsletter too.
Newsletter is going to be the second place you can hear about giveaways for the first time. And the first being Discord. So do it.
And the first being the actual podcast.
Right. So the third place you can find out about it is the newsletter.
Right.
We do not send unless there's news about giveaways. So do it.
So basically, there's something in it for you if an email ever goes out of there. Okay, so thanks, everybody, and thanks to the patrons in particular. And then he remembered to play the music. And those patrons are Rabbi Bob, Stingo Rarr. Yeah, Stingo Rarr. Carson Ricketts, Mathew Fenselau, Riesenwolf, Brian Gower of the Tone Jerks podcast, Andrew Walsh of Andrew's Alcove, Sean Wright of Lollygagger Effects, Doug Gann, and normal name Eric.
Missed opportunity for a new name, Eric.
Unique New York Eric. Unique Eric? Eric? I don't know.
Okay.
Something he said in chat. Never mind. All right. Well, that's it then.
Yeah,
See you later, Derek.
See you next time. See you later, Justin. Bye.
Bye.